Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another rousing rendition of what we like to call the BREADren Podcast and a little segment we got called Cocktail Convos. And I am so pleased, amazed, and pleasured to introduce the world once again to my sister, my friend, and my family, the lovely Miss Megan Sousa. How you doing today?
Right there.
And I'm also joined to the left or to the right, depending on how this video shows up, with my co-host, Mr. DREADren Wells Consultant. How you doing today, good brother? He's good. He's giving us the verbal black nod.
I'll come off mute, man. Everything is great. Happy to be here. Privilege and pleasure to be here with you, but also highlight Megan, another one of the exceptional grads from an illustrious university that we know and love, but you guys will hear all about it here shortly. So the show is hers today.
Well, dang. Well, the cat's out the bag. This is a Tuskegee University takeover because all three of us are alumni of the illustrious institution, Tuskegensis Universitas Principatus Scientia. Let me stop tripping because look, before I had to go pull out the degree to read it off of there for real. But this is special for real, because Meg is not new to this, having interviews with me. She was on previous podcasts with me, blogs and whatnot. And, I really consider her family. And this is special because today we are recording this on June 10th. And everything in my power I'm going to do to make sure that this drops before midnight tonight, because on 6/11/2021, on June 11th, the year of our Lord, 2021, there is a movie coming out called DOMINO, The Battle of the Bones, starring such illustrious people as Snoop Dogg, David Arquette, directed by Baron Davis, one of the great basketball players of the NBA. And also in this movie is DJ Domino's herself, Megan Sousa. Listen, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited because I was thinking back, and I'm gonna hit you with the first question in a minute. But I was thinking back to when Zero came out, and Zero was on HBO and streamed for some years, for a while, and then you recently had Beats, which was on Netflix. So I think this is your first movie that's going to be in theaters, correct?
That is correct. This is the first nationwide theatrical release. I did have a limited theatrical release with a neo-noir film called Guys Reading Poems, but it was a limited release in California, and we went to the festival route. So in that degree, yes, this is the first theatrical release where you have to buy a ticket, reserve a seat at an AMC or a Cinemark near you.
Big screen debut. Woo! Hold on. Before, like we always do at this time for the BREADren Podcast, Megan is not partaking right now, but Mr. Wells has. Oh yeah, we juice, fresh squoze. We got Desha with the typical hen, and I got myself a sake wine. Cheers to a beautiful conversation, bread being dropped and knowledge being picked up, and also cheers to much success going forward. All the successes you had. And I hope that this movie does numbers because it's going to be a good one. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Now, let's go to receipts here. All right. So my first question for you is, in the year of our Lord in 2012, which is odd because June 5th, 2012, is when I posted my very first interview with you back when I was doing this thing called Expose Innovations. And one of the questions was, what's the best word of advice you can give to someone? And your answer was, trust yourself in the universe. It will all conspire in your favor. Keep fighting. How does it feel to take your own advice? You know how you look. You know how I do. You know how I do.
Did you really just say it's time for receipts and just like pull
a
receipt right out the wallet? I'm like,
oh, you thought I was gonna pull like a picture from college or something? No, I'm pulling up that matter.
I thought you was like gonna take your time with it, but he was like, no.
Look, we just look.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the power of manifestation. Let's go.
That's so crazy because, anytime I go on book, I'm always like, after the fact, like, oh, what did I say? How did I sound? Yata, yata, yata. I'm like, kind of have like regret sometimes for like things that I say because I'm like, is it the right thing? Was it enough? But in the moment, I speak authentically, but it's this, if I can be real with you, it is a challenge that I have dealt with for many, many, many years in trusting my voice to a certain degree due to a kind of a fear based on, my own traumas that would kind of have me not want to speak or not want to speak clearly or authentically or fully, where I'm like holding back or, maybe over speaking and like saying too much about something and being too open, so finding that balance is kind of always on my mind when I'm on book. So to hear you say that, I was like, oh my God, what did I say? But to hear you say that makes me feel good because that meant I was in a pocket at that moment and I was trusting myself vocally in the moment, just as I dissect my growth and like how I'm growing and developing and what I have to work on and things that I've been dealing with spiritually, intellectually, personally, professionally, creatively, right? I'm very happy that I said that. I'm very happy that I said that because I still feel like that. I actually was talking to my Tookie yesterday, and what I said to her was something similar. I was like, ever since I was little, like I've always known that I was gonna be a movie star. I always had it in my head. Like I saw it. I would see Meryl Streep. I would see Whoopi Goldberg. I would see Tom Cruise, Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, these mega stars. Like, how do they do it? They're so likable. They're so like captivating. Like, what is it about them? Why do I love make believe? Why do I love the idea of like, yeah, you can like inspire people and da da da. But I always had it in my mind, like, I think I can do this. I really, really think I can do it. And it's been really hard. And I did look at myself. If you look at my lives today, I was on there ugly crying with a whole beat face and nothing was moving. It didn't move. It won't move. I'm over there ugly crying. It won't move. Bruh, I have been fighting, and I was like, man, I've really been fighting to get here. Like on some other level shit that I don't think we have even the time to discuss. Fighting on every level that I just discussed on those different segments of myself, like just the fight of all fights. So I'm happy that I said that. I'm happy I said that.
AJ, can I ask a follow up to that? And I know
go ahead, because I got more blasts from the past.
You got more receipts. You got more receipts.
I got this. It's all gonna tie in. Go ahead.
Maybe you can pull the receipts out, and then I can pull it forward. Because Meg, what I feel like you just said was this is a lens into what success really looks like, and so success is not linear. And I think a lot of people think that success is linear, and there's often an untraveled road or some path that maybe you have to take that other people's don't. And really it's a journey, in my opinion, of self-exploration and discovery. So can you talk to us a little bit about the lessons you learned along this journey? You talked about the fact that, look, I had to grow mentally. That's tough already. I had to grow spiritually. That's probably even harder in today's society. Hold on a second.
That's Prince. That's Prince Dallas, one of our other unofficial co-hosts, much like Avery.
Yeah. So Dallas just pulled up on me. No underwear outside. I'm out on the deck, and he decided to bless good people. But as I was saying, spiritually you had to grow, and that was also important to you. But then you had to take both of those experiences the mental and the physical, and then enacted and manifested. Can you talk to us about how you were able to put those things together to manifest where you are now, and what advice would you have for others to maybe do the same?
Now, this is the crazy part. I was actually talking to, shout out Ian Evans.
The great Dr. Ian Evans. He ain't a doctor yet, but I'll be putting it on him though.
He will be. Ian Evans, I was just talking to him about this because, you know, me and Ian fellowship pretty much every day.
Mm.
And I was telling him that this is the ultimate testimony. Like, I've always spoken my testimony. I've always been very transparent about my story. You know, I really don't hold back. But this is the full circle moment of like, okay, I get it. Bruh, it's not been easy. And trust me, it looks like to some like, oh, wow, you're in a movie, yay. But it's like, bro, I've been doing movies for 10 years. I've been doing commercials since I was like 10 or 11 years old. I was doing Filene's commercials in Connecticut. Bro, I've been doing this for a long time. My mom put me in modeling classes when I was 13 years old. I've been dancing and singing in church for a long time. Comedy classes, comedy shows for a long time. Short films, student films, my own sketches, series, TV, little role here, there, that, little theater, that. Bro, I just been gnawing at it.
Work.
And the thing that people don't see is the ugly part. And that's the gnawing at it. That's the, you know, self-doubt and the moments of doubt, which you shouldn't be doubting. But again, those are the things that spiritually you have to deal with. So for me, if it's self-doubt, someone else, it might be, you know, just lack of focus. You know, the other person could just not be, you know, have all the faith, but they're not activated because they're just sitting around complaining about why they're not where they want to be. But what are you doing? If you're not active and activating it, it ain't gonna move. It won't move. You're just gonna be sitting there because why I can't and look at this and that. Guess what? When I see people doing what they do, I'm gonna shout out right now KJ Smith, because KJ Smith is bad. She's a baddie. She's killing the mother freaking game right now. Sisters on BET. Me and Kate, and it's another parallel testimony to well, I'm sure she can share too. KJ Smith, we met when in my first early years out here. We did a student film project with Ryan Lipscomb for USC student project. We met, you know, it was a short scene. It was just like us and one other actor. It was 3 actors. It was a great, you know, like exercise. Bruh, KJ cried on the spot. Boom. I was over here like, and I was like, damn, like my tears ain't really coming, but I'm affected by her. But also, maybe my character's not crying. Maybe my character's a little more angry, you know. Bro, KJ, honey, for the gods. And I remember that day, like, wow, this girl is amazing. And at that point, she hadn't had, you know, all these big roles that she's had now, all these Tyler Perry roles, etc. But at this point in time, you know, I was, you know, pretty fresh out here and doing that scene with her. I was like, wow, she's so good. We always stay in touch. We always stay friends, you know, watching KJ grow. KJ, where she is now, I've never once looked at KJ like, damn, why I can't, cause you know, KJ, damn, this year, KJ done booked another thing. Why I ain't got that? Why don't, never. I looked at KJ like, yes, girl, go off, because I know that just by association, knowing you, being your friend, being in proximity with you in your orbit, I know I'm on the right track.
Right.
So I need to focus on what am I doing that's going to get me to where I need to be for the KJ Smiths and your Meryl Streeps and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Beyonce's, yeah, whoever you're looking up to, that's like, that's a dope thing they did. Let me learn from them and apply that to my life, whoever that is for you. KJ is one of those people. I've just watched her like kill it.
You saw the work.
I saw the work. I just saw her progress and trust the process. That's the thing. Trust the process. And it looks different for everybody. So, you know, yes, KJ may have, you know, her path look like this, and, you know, my path might look like this. You know, everybody's going to have a different, you know, color palette to what you do. You just have to embrace whatever that is and not look and compare and wonder why you don't have what somebody else had, because the reason why you don't have what that person had, because it's not for you, it's for them, and what's for you is for you. And as soon as you trust that mine is mine, I don't need to worry about nothing else except what's mine. And if I don't see it in front of me at this moment, I got to see it up here. And if I keep seeing it up here and do some action every day towards what that looks like to me, it might be 2 years, it might be 6 months, and it might be 10. But either way, you just got to keep fighting for it until it actualizes.
I read somewhere that faith without works is dead. So
I read that
I live
somewhere.
by that.
Somewhere.
And they, you know, they be saying, you know, comparison is a thief of joy. Somebody on this show be saying it a lot. I don't know who it is. Shout out to Dr. Love and our other co-hosts. How you doing today, sir? Hey, more receipts. You mentioned trusting voices. And I just wanted to bring this up because I want everybody to understand how authentic of a person Megan is. Like, I've known you now, what, like, how long have we been out of college? And then like 15 years? Sheesh. Not like, we ain't been out of college 15, but you know, look, I've known you for over a decade. Let's put it like that. And I know that for a fact. Wow. And I've always known you to be an authentic person. But you mentioned trusting your voice, but I'm gonna say this. In the same 2012 interview, you said, who were your biggest influences or role models? You said so many. My grandparents, Marlon Brando, Will Smith, Jim Carrey, Quentin Tarantino, and Meryl Streep are the top ones. Now, when you just a few minutes ago mentioned your influences, without me asking who they were, you mentioned Will Smith and Meryl Streep. So I just want to show the line of authenticity that's here from 2012 to now. She ain't switched up. She ain't gonna say who was hot now, and it's authentic. And the second part is you said what advice you would give somebody, but then also I asked you what was your next challenge. This was in 2012. You said I have many to come, I'm sure, but currently it would be continuing to trust in myself and gain representation. The line of authenticity there, people. That's all I wanted y'all to see is that, you know, she ain't switching up. Look, like Cardi B said, if it's up, then it's stuck. That is what it is. So, next question is, I had my good friend Jewel Taylor on recently, world-renowned screenwriter, film director, Hollywood insider, all these things, genius. And you are also in that same vein, you know, Hollywood insider, internationally known actress. And I'm not jokingly saying this, you know, go on Netflix right now. There's a movie, credits. Depending on where you are, there's a Honda commercial out there, credits. There's a film called Zero, credits. IMDb, go to it, type in the name. You ain't got to do that. Google the name, pops up at the top, credits. So there. But you and Jewel are a thing, or a couple, and I love it because my childhood best friend and, you know, one of my great friends from college are together. But the question that I actually have before I get all mushy and, you know, make you blush and embarrass you, having someone who is in the same industry as you, what do you gain from it? And not in the materialistic thing, but it's just, you know, often we see there are people in the industry and just entertainment in general, or sports, or, you know, just celebrityism, where it's, you know, you either don't want somebody in the industry because you don't want the, you know, what comes along with both of you all being there, or you want somebody who's in it because they understand what you're going through. But the one thing that I know about both of you all is that you all are honestly two of the, you know, most genuine people that I know. And I don't say that just because I know y'all. I say that because I know y'all. Like, y'all are two of the most genuine people. Y'all aren't about, the stuff, like I always jokingly tell y'all, just let me know your secretary's number and, your agent, and and y'all always, say, no, you can have the real phone number on the second iPhone. But having somebody who's in the industry with you, and then having that mutual support and understanding, how important is that, especially right now in both of you all's career? Because something that I want to point out is that we're all still young, like, and y'all are really, like, some people may look at it like, oh, y'all started out doing the student films and then some short films, doing some work here, and now you got a movie coming out that you got credits on. He's got movie out with credits on it, and it's like, oh, this is the peak. And it's like, no, like, this, we right here. It was grinding the valley, and now we making our way up. So, just talk a little bit about the importance of having that understanding, and that, whatever you want to call it, just explain it, because I'm interested. It always intrigues me.
Well, I'll be honest. I did not anticipate necessarily dating somebody in the industry. My previous situations have always been, some other, like, craft or corporate kind of world. I had this, I guess, false image in my mind, like, I can't be with somebody in the industry because they are all cheaters. They're all the infidelity, like the this, the that, the like, there's no way I could do it. I feel like I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be, like, I just don't want that. So, it's like, start off with something like baby Karen. Hollywood divorce.
Hollywood divorce. Listen, the great Three Stacks tried to tell us.
I do not want that. So I really was like, hell no, hell to the no. Definitely no actors. Hell no. Definitely no comedians. That's enough. Like, you're not using me in a set. Like, no. Like, I just had rules. So obviously Jewel was a complete unexpected surprise. Like, it was not planned. It was not even immediate. Like, it was not something that was like, oh, you're a director. Like, let me get
right. And I think that's important. I think that's important to point out too, is that like, y'all are both, like this next level. That's what I'm calling it. It's like the next step up, this next level that y'all are at. Y'all are really kind of arriving at it, and in real time together. It's like y'all all, like, both of y'all started out doing student films.
But God, like, right. I talk to his mom about it all the time, like, because think about it, Jewel, he didn't start grad school immediately. He took a little time off and then started grad school. But I was already out here, like, a little film here. Thank you, sir. A little non-union commercial, okay? Like,
right.
Bruh, he over here chilling. Then for 2 years. Then he, started his journey. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's journey looks different.
Exactly.
It is so weird that we're both arriving, kind of at the same time.
Hey, it's creepy. I'm gonna be real. It's creepy.
Because again, you can't plan it. That's why I know it's nothing just straight up the cosmos, like all that stuff that people joke about, like, for real. Because like I said, when we met, it was on a set. I heard him saying something about Alabama, and he was leaving, and I hadn't met him because he's quiet. So I hadn't met him, and I heard somebody say, I'm from Alabama, and I was like, where you from? And he was like, I was like, when? And he was like, born. I was like, howdy. I was like, you know
more info, please.
Like,
Click that more info button.
I was like, Arthur Wesson, EJ Harrison, where's the Scion? I'm like,
right.
what?
Right.
It,
Look, that's
it was just an off top, like just
that's one of
speak.
my small world moments, and I always tell you it, like I tell you and Jewel about this all the time. Like it's a small world moment. Like the day you come, it's like, hey, got a surprise for you. I'm like, Meg don't never have no surprises for me. Like, what the hell is going on? It's like, got somebody like just passed from. Like, how small is the world? Here's how small it is. Message.
Message. And the craziest part about that whole thing was when we like that once we made that connection, it was like off top. It wasn't really nothing to discuss. It was just like, oh shit, hell yeah. Like I had my business card out actually. And he was like, yeah, actually I'm a writer and I have a writing he phrases like a writing group and we like give each other notes and like stuff like that. I was like, man, I got this pilot I just wrote, Fred Unplugged. I would love to like get some support in like a writing group kind of thing. He was like, hell yeah, I have my business card. I'm trying to hand these motherfuckers out. They was freshly printed. Here you go. Here you go. Talk about, oh, you can save it and just put my number. I was like, so you don't want my car?
Like, look, this is Matt Gloss right here. You need to to get this. This is card stock.
It's a perfect little square. I was like, man, but we exchanged info and legit like a couple of days went by, we didn't speak or something. And then like I called him one day, it was like 8 o'clock. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry to call you so late, but I want to talk about the group and like see if I can, come through with my script.
Mm-hmm.
That call went from 8 p.m. until 9 a.m. the next day.
Look at that connection, Lord.
It was like really weird. And it was just like, damn, it's 6 o'clock. We should probably get off the phone. But what you know about 3-6 Mafia? Hell no. The coup. I used to the coup. So it was literally just like instant. But we were just cool. Like we were just cool, like as legit. And so that is our foundation. And I really don't talk about this, but I'm talking about it with you. But that was our foundation. That was our connection as friends. And we really connected as like legit friends. And he's so smart and has so much to offer creatively, where it's just like, man, he's good with music. He's like good with writing. Like this nigga sketches. Like what the fuck? Like
I forgot. Like, I forgot that this nigga literally can like draw like
as fuck. Like it's weird. And so me authentic, our relationship began very authentic. And that's why a lot of people didn't know about it, because I'm very private. I protect the things that I really care about, and the people that really matter, I protect them, and I don't really like exposing them like that.
And that's also really cool because he's a very private, like quiet, laid back, chill, in the cut type person too. Like even more so than you. So it's I know. Like it perfectly works out. Like I don't think I told you this, but I was like, if I could have put y'all two together, I couldn't have, because it wouldn't have it's like you don't think it, but then we see like that made perfect sense. It's like the first time somebody put meatballs on spaghetti, it was like, I never would have thought to do that, but you know what? That's what it should be.
You mention it, yeah.
Right, like, you know what?
I don't know. As I said, I couldn't have made it up either, because like I said, I just come out of a very crazy situation. So I was really in no place emotionally to even be in a relationship. So it had a very slow burn anyway. And we were just cool for a long time. But then once we did see that we were like dating, but we weren't like calling it dating.
Right. It's like we've been kicking it for like months now. And
but it became official, I guess. His uncle visited town one day and he introduced me as his girlfriend. I was like,
oh snap. Let me
say who? I was like, oh. And then they left and I was like, I actually fought it for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I fought it for a while. I was like, we're not. No, this is not what we're doing. This is not what it is. Anyways, I'm not even gonna get involved. I'm not. No. Like I was trying to reject it for a long time, and quiet as kept. you know, he's just like a still pond. Like this dude does not move. It don't move. He just stays like this.
Yo, if he could, like, if he popped up one day, it was like, yo, I'm going to join a monastery and I'm like going to meditate for 3 years. I'm like, I can see it. Like,
He's so still. So when I was going through again my levels of growth of like trust and like battling all these things, just like anyways, just introducing new people to my life, it was weird, but it was too good to be true. Like this dude's just too nice. Like he's too cool. Like something's off about this. So I didn't trust it. But you know, people validated him. One of those people being Tyreek. Tyreek went to school him, and Tyreek is one of my best friends. And he validated him. And once he found out, because the secret got out, and Tyreek was kind of like, oh, I didn't know y'all was together, da, da, da. And he was like, oh, and I was like, how you know? I was like, wait, what? We're not together. We're not together. Meanwhile, he had picked me up from Joel's house. And I was like, we're not together. Like, he's like, so-and-so told me. And I was like, so the cat got out of the bag. But I also was kind of like, you know, it ain't nothing. It's just whatever. And Reek even said, he was like, actually, you know what? It makes sense. Like, I can see this. Like, you know, they're like, he's like, Joel's a perfect angel. You're an angel. He's like, y'all just perfect angels for each other. And I was like, Reek, it's too much. He's like, I swear, like, I've known this dude. And I was like, I guess. So I still was hesitant for like, I ain't gonna lie, like a year. And Joel, again, is like this. Like,
he just even killed. Chilling the whole time, like, all right.
What it is the Hollywood divorce stuff. It's like just Hollywood, the temptations, just every horror that you've heard in Hollywood, it just haunts you. Because I'm like, I'm not that person. I don't plan on attracting or manifesting any of that weird shit. I don't get with none of that.
Right.
None of the weird stuff. I do not buy into that. I do not subscribe to that channel. So you just never know. People switch up and people get weird. People get to a certain place of success or whatever have you. And, you know, people change. And so it is a battle, a trust battle that I had to go through off top. So that in and of itself took many years. Like, we've been together for a minute, you know, but a lot of people don't know that. So, you know what I'm saying? Up until this point, to answer your question, it is, you know, it's still this like balance of like keeping our relationship very private, obviously, you know, and, you know, really between us, it's our friendship that is the base. So everything else on top is just like, it just feels really easy and breezy because the base is friendship. If that makes sense. Because
no, it makes perfect sense. Because like I said, you know, I know y'all. And so, you know, seeing y'all, you know, with each other, like how y'all interact when I do see it, is like nothing looks forced. It's not like you're like you or him are forcing each other, like, hey, we have to go do this and we're gonna take pictures and we're gonna be on the, like, y'all are very, very private. So nothing is like, you've never portrayed this image like this is a setup, like this is a thing. Like, I can tell that y'all like genuinely give a fuck about each other. Like, y'all are really good friends.
People used to say stuff like, well, if you got a man, why you ain't posting him? And I'm like, for what?
You ain't got to.
Why do I need to do that for you?
Because we busy having fun with each other without y'all niggas in our business.
Yeah, like you're not included. He doesn't have social media for a reason, and
he doesn't.
He doesn't have social media at all. And like people get kind of like weirded out that they can't find him, and it's like, yeah, because people be looking and searching, and people are weird, and I get it. So it's kind of like the only access to him at this moment.
The same picture of Jewel been on the internet for like 5 years now. Like if I can learn how to be as private as him.
He'll post on Facebook when he's mad about a Florida game. And that's like
exactly. Like,
but y'all,
he got to teach a class on how to be private to other people in the industry, because like both of y'all, because you're like, it's like you said, y'all have a really good balance.
I feel like I share
you share a lot, but you are very intentional with your content. And I will say that, and I'm proud of you for the way that you intentionally put things out. Like, you don't portray an image, you don't make it seem like everything's great. You are vulnerable when you want to and when you feel like you need to be, but like, you are very, very intentional. And I think it has a lot to do with your growth and just all of, this whole encompassing of what all you've done. Like, you did. And I think I asked you like a couple of years ago when you came up here to do, I was like, I thought you was an actress. Like, what you started doing comedy for? Is like because you started doing the improv with the Cornbread Kitchen and all of that. And I was just like, I think like, you're an actress, now you're a comedian. Like, what you gonna like? What like like T-Pain's like, you a rapper, you a singer? What like what you want to pick one? It was like, but now and watching you and watching your growth, I understand why you did those things. It's like you got like it made you even better at what you were already good at.
Actually, so funny you bring that up because it was those things that when I stepped into this role that I was ready. Like Tiffany had to say, be ready.
That's what I'm about to ask you right now. Because this goes back to this theme that we're going with trust your voice. So I was watching your stories and somebody dropped a little tip about the scene in the movie, and they said that you freestyle your, like, I don't know if it's like your whole, like this one scene or like your whole, but part of this you freestyled. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't even know how I can even talk about this story. I'm gonna talk to Baron about it. I'm gonna see Baron sometime today. I'll talk to Baron about it if I can talk about this part of the story, how I got the role. But just know this, when I got cast in the role, they needed someone who could kind of speak fast, like to keep a certain type of pace.
Mm-hmm.
And I already talk fast, but comedically, to be, comedically quick.
Spin it out. Yeah.
And, you got to think about your cast. You got Godfrey, Big Job, Scruncho, Lou Beatty Jr. You got some hard hitters up in here that's going to be Snoop. Like, they need that.
David Arquette. Like, yeah.
This
is like, I was talking with Shan about it. I was like, this is one of those movies that's like, it's got like everybody in it. This is like, almost like a car wash back in the night when Dre and Snoop came out with Car Wash. And it was like everybody's in the movie. Truth Hurts, Bruce, AJ Johnson, like everybody's in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is one of those all-star, like when they say all-star cast. And I just want to point out that the homie is on the poster and in the trailer. Real credits, people. In the trailer and on the poster. I need that. I need that poster signed, sealed and delivered. I'll be looking for that. And now I'm dead ass serious. I
gotta go to the studio. I already asked Baron if I can snag some posters because
look, she's so casual. I gotta talk to Baron. Baron Davis, NBA. Is he a Hall of Famer yet? If he not, he going in. Y'all know who Baron Davis is.
But wait, to answer your question, I gotta finish this question because, okay, all that to say, Cornbread Kitchen, stand-up comedy, UCB, taking these classes, musical improv, performing all these shows multiple times a night, multiple weeks, multiple years, and I still, miss live performing, but because of, the last year, what we've been going through, kind of been shifted to Zoom shows, which I was just like, I can't do this right now.
Right. The energy's not there.
Subscribe to it, but I would just go on live if I felt like it and just like whatever. So anyways, when I got the role, there was dialogue. There was some dialogue, but because of the type of movie that it is, the improv is really what's going to kind of gel it together because of the way that the characters are all kind of set up.
Right.
So I did need to improv, and I'm like, man, I do this every night.
Right. I was made for that.
I literally do this every night and every day, all day, every hour. Like, even when I'm not on stage and I'm not on, I'm on. Like, when I feel like, me and Joelle be like, we have so many
no bullshit. Like, even when me and you, like when you were here the other day and we were just casually chatting, you could like you would just turn on real quick, and I notice it. Like you just turn on, and then you back, and then you like turn on, then you back, and it's fun. Like it's funny because it's like it's just you being you, but it's like seeing you get to this point where it's like it's natural, like it's so natural, like it's like you're not trying. It's just now I'm just talking right now.
I still feel like I have so much growth to do because like it's just like anything. Like you know, at one point in time, we thought that triple XL tall tees were a really dope look, but when you look back at it, you're like, you know, that was a choice. So sometimes as an artist, that's how we feel. Like I am. I feel like that's how I feel as an actress, as a comedian, as a performer, period. Like I'll be so feeling it in the moment, and then I'll look back and be like, oh God, why did I do this? And look at my this.
Oh man, defend them tall tees and them jabots. Defend them with your honor.
That is an era that is cherished.
That is unmatched. Jesus Christ. And what's so funny is today I posted in my stories to crank that video.
Bro, I gotta forward you what Ian sent me today where they're talking about millennials in the club doing the TikTok dances.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Ian also for that coordination at the premiere. I saw him with that domino tie.
You know, it's the first thing I said. I said, Ian, where did you get this tie? He was like, you know, I had to dig and get out and with it. I said, oh right. My God, I cannot believe
the wild part about it is he probably already had that tie. It's like
he did. That's what he said. He already had that tie.
Right. I just have a domino tie for just in case I get invited to a movie that got somebody.
Ian inspired the nails. He was like, you should do like nail your like a
go ahead and shout out your nail artist. Shout out your whole glam squad. Go ahead.
Hey, my girl Nancy. So Nancy is my manicurist. She's been doing my nails for the last 4 years. She did this like avant-garde, like domino nail.
It's like domino music, tuxedo. Very classy.
She killed it.
Yeah.
She killed it. So anyway, she's been coming to my house doing my nails now since during the pandemic, but she's amazing. She's the only person I trust with my nails. Like, you know, down to the details. I had my Tuskegee lapel pin on. I just felt like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like, wow. Like, all from what felt like for me, like, in the moment doing it, it's like, yeah, it's so fun when you do it, but how many projects have I worked on that didn't go anywhere?
Right.
I've done an ABC pilot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't get picked up. It happens.
Oh yeah, and that's
like 100 pilots, right? But they'll only green light say 15.
Right. And that's something that a lot of, you know, from the outside looking in, if I didn't know people like you, like Jewel, and you know other people that I know that are in that industry, like when Jewel was explaining to me like the writing process and how you get credits and stuff, like people on the outside don't know that. People don't know that like there are people, A-list actors and actresses and B-list and C-list and every other list that you want to go on there that have literally done 150 pilots and none of them got picked up. Like Kevin Hart has done hundreds of pilots that again, they'd be like, Kevin Hart's like, yeah, even Kevin Hart's got a graveyard of work that nobody will ever see. It'll come out, you know, years from now. Like
pilots that I've done, other series I've done. I did a pilot. I'm not gonna name it, but I did a pilot a couple years ago that I'm praying something goes on with it because it's got a dope lineup of cast in there too. But you know, it's just a thing where sometimes I'm like, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that. You gotta wait post production and you know, trying to sell it, trying to get a distributor, trying to get a platform and all this stuff. And sometimes it's just, you know, they kind of just are sitting in the tank, or you know, you got them on the shelf just like waiting, and sometimes they reemerge like years later. So you never lose faith or hope in it, but to be real, a lot of them sometimes they just don't go anywhere.
And the biggest thing also is like you can't just sit there and wait. You got to keep grinding. Like you can't just be like, oh, I did this pilot, let me sit around and wait for it to get picked up. It's like, no, the light's still on, man.
Hey,
you know, it's a big mistake because actually what what you should be thinking is, I just did a pilot. This is a great talking point to leverage and beget more work.
It's the resume. The IMDb list, can get long, long.
You just keep knocking at it and chipping away, and then eventually something's gonna hit, because all of that stuff, and then it's like you plant the seed and you do what you got to do. You do what needs to be done, and then from that point, you know, it either becomes something or it's just there. You got the experience, the work, the resume. Either way is going to guide you to that image that you had in your head in the first place. Exactly. So it's like you still gonna hold on to it, like, okay, this is still added to my goal and where I'm trying to go.
Exactly. DJ,
Meg,
go ahead.
It's pedestrian coming back to you because I've been hanging on your words. And for me, you don't even really know how you're speaking to my soul. And AJ can talk to you a little bit about that, and we can talk offline. But you're really speaking to my soul, because I think a lot of people forget that authenticity is serious value. It sounds like you had a solid foundation in terms of your authenticity going into this process. And so that sounds like it's never wavered. But can you talk a little bit about the formula that you've developed in order to maintain that and sustain that? And what does that look like for you to make sure that, you know what, now that I know what works for Meg, and even I know what works for Meg and Jules, how do I stay true to that? How do we stay true to that and not let outside influences bring in any noise that could potentially knock us off our path?
That's a great question. And I'm glad you asked that question, because when I was in New York, when I was right before I came to visit art, I was out there and I had this really weird day. I had an audition in the city, so I was in Manhattan. But when I was getting dressed, I was like crying for no reason, and I was listening to Torculator. I was like, "Do it, baby, stick it, baby, get it, got it." Like, I literally was doing my makeup and just started crying, and I was like, "What is going on now?" Because at that point, I just have to listen to like what is going on. Mm-hmm. I'm crying and I'm like, don't know what's going on. I'm like doing my makeup and I'm like, okay. And I'm listening and I'm tapping in. And I keep hearing that it's time to tell my story. And I kept going like, oh gosh, here we go again. Because guess what? I've been getting that now. And I'll be like, but I need to wait a little longer. Now. And I'll be like, but, and then something happened and I'll be like, oh. And then it's like, yeah, that story you started talking about, and I'll be like, oh my God. So it's like I keep going through this like boxing ring with the spirit, and I'm just gonna be 100. So that day that happened, I had the audition, like I felt good about the audition. It was a good day, came back home, and then it happened again. And I went on live and I was like, talking about it. And I went on my story and I was talking about how spirit was telling me it's time to tell my story. And I know that it's time. Obviously, I know that the premiere is approaching, but I'm not really putting any pieces together. I'm just like taking it day to day. But, you know, spirit just kept saying that it's time now. It's time. The more I sat with it, the more I thought about it, just looking back at my story and my path, I do know that I have to tell the story. I have no shame in telling it. I'm totally okay with doing it because of the authenticity. Mm-hmm. And so to take it back to your question, the authenticity comes from the humbleness of spirit kicking my ass. When it comes down to the story of Job, I was told when I was 17 that I had the story of Job. That was a female Job. And it didn't make sense then, but when my mom passed away, I was like,
right. I see the parallels.
So from that point on, you know, I'm not going to go down the list, but that was the beginning of that spiritual journey that I had to embrace. And it was not, and still is not easy. So when people look and they're like, oh, look at you on the carpet looking cute, tell Feezy. you're like, yeah, but I might be crying in like the next 10 minutes for all I know.
You ain't see me getting ready.
You
saw me get it together, gather myself, and get out here and do what I do best. And then when it was all said and done, I went back and I had my own private moment that you didn't see, because I'm a private and I'm an authentic person. But what I can do as an authentic person, I come tell you about it, and I can be real, and I can be humble enough to say it, and I can be vulnerable enough to say it. That's why I love you, man.
People just don't know the stuff that you really go through on the back
end. Those are the type people that, you know, honestly, when it comes to it, and especially DJ said a word that, you know, noise. That's the noise. Whereas the people who, you know, who don't take the time to either understand or communicate, and that's just in anything, where it's like they're gonna take whatever it is and take it for face value and be like, oh, you know, she looked good on the carpet, she living a life, she doing great. And it's like, you ain't seen nothing, you ain't seen the past.
Well, this
15?
is the story that God has given me, is that the looks can be deceiving, and not to judge a book by its cover. And so Ian Evans has footage of this, of me speaking to students at Booker T. Washington High School in Tuskegee, Alabama. And that was the beginning of Spirit telling me that I needed to articulate and tell my story. And that's when I started doing that and speaking to kids. Mm-hmm. So during that time, the whole opening and intro was judging a book by its cover. So I asked them to write down what their first impression of me was. Most of them thought I was stuck up or bougie and da 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 da. By the end, they were all in tears, like, oh, I'm so glad I met you. Because the judgment, and it's like, God has allowed me to thankfully retain my youth and a youthful appearance. Why? I don't know. I didn't ask for this, but he gave it to me.
And I know why.
But look, but also,
that shit don't crack.
But look, I also think it helps me relate to the youth, and that's where my heart really lies.
Yeah, you do look like a 15-year-old, no lie.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It's hard.
Stay getting carded.
I stay getting carded. I'm holding up like a whole grown ass woman up.
Showing up to premieres, we like, excuse me, are your parents with you?
You know, and I ain't but this big, so it's like it's too much. But no, like that drive, like being the vessel, like I already have submitted to allow myself to be used. So it's like once you hand it over, it's like you know how it's gonna look, but you've already like kind of signed this agreement that you're going to be used as a vessel. So that's why when I arrive at this point, it's like, oh, I can see it now, how you wanted me to articulate every point of this. And me and Ian were talking yesterday, a couple of days ago, he was talking about just the anxiety or like the worries of, you know, that we all kind of go through this worries and anxiety things. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not fluent with the Bible, so I'm not even gonna sit here in front with anybody and be like, I'm gonna tell you James 13 verse 1, because I'm not gonna be able to quote that. But I do know the Bible, you know, enough, but I ain't gonna can't quote from you.
We are not theologians, okay?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Theology.
You said it right.
Theologists. We're not theologists. Theologians is a book of the Bible. Listen, people, this is a cocktail convo. I've been sipping on sake wine, so you know my heart, and God knows too. But yeah.
But that's the thing, he knows our heart. And sometimes the message will come to you and it will be a parallel to the word of the Bible if you listen. And like I said, when you turn yourself over and allow yourself to be the vessel, that message comes through even more clear when you are authentic and not forcing or trying to be anything else except authentic to you and staying connected. Now, what I was telling Ian about the anxiety and worry that we all kind of go through sometimes, or depression even, you know, it's like what I said was, I don't think depression is natural. Being worried, anxiety, I don't think it's natural. And he was kind of like, what do you mean? And I was like, because that's not the natural order of the world. That's not how God intended us to be. He doesn't want us worrying and scratching our head. Why? What's going on? He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be abundant and have everything we want. He wants us to be powerful. He wants us to spread the word. He wants us to be happy and joyous and have all of the things that we ever want, our heart's desires. He wants us to be that. when we're not that, it's not natural. It's not harmonious with the universe. And then what I said was, do you see any bunny rabbits or butterflies or fish or flowers or trees wondering where the rain gonna come and if the sun gonna rise? No, they're chilling. They just living their life. They're not worried if they're gonna get ate, even if they do get ate that night. They weren't thinking about that morning when they was just eating grass. They chilling. And then Ian goes, Megan, but that's Bible. Cause I think it might have been, I forgot. Solomon, I think it was Solomon, something about the lilies toiling and the eye on the sparrow, and like that they're not worried, that the lilies don't toil for the wind or the rain or something. And I'm like, I didn't know that scripture, but the word came to me.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Oh no, you look right now.
Because the word will just come and you just
right now
know.
it's like, because like what you speak of is utopia, is where, you know, there is no worry, there is no depression, there is no anxiety in a true utopian society. But you know, and when you draw parallels from nature, that's why, you know, me and you we have always connected, you know, on like bonfires, just chill. Like me, like it was crazy is like we've had adventures in like urban land, you know, going all throughout New York City, but our foundation is like really just kicking it. And like I said, I've known you for over a decade now, and you know, I've seen you talk to the kids at BGW, telling your story from then and then to this point now. So I'm whatever I can do to help you tell that, you know, I'm always here for that. But you know, when that level of thought is not, you know, it's not common. That's why, you know, common, like people say common sense ain't common, where, you know, it's just you know it, and you speak your truth, and your truth draws parallels from other sources because it is the truth. You know, if you're telling a lie, you don't have a source of, you know, you can't pull from a source because it's not the truth. So unless you create a fake source, you can't pull from it. So
I mean, at the end of the day, what you're saying is completely true. And, you know, everybody doesn't know. And, you know, I really do try to look at things like with that perspective. Like, you'd be surprised. You would assume like, oh, this person knows, and they'll be like, wow, I've always wanted to da-da-da, or I never thought about that. And you're like, really never thought about that? All you gotta do is da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And like, oh my God, I'm gonna do that right now. And
right.
You really realize like a lot of times people just don't be knowing.
They just don't like.
Or maybe nobody took the time to teach them, or maybe they just didn't have the motivation to learn, or what, you just never know. So I
access
that inspiration so that people can just look deeper, and whatever truth I can share during that time with my interaction, that's my only goal. So it's like, if we interact, even if it's an Uber right long, I'm gonna try to impact you positively some way so that you can take from that and be like, damn, whatever situation I'm in right now, like I'm gonna get out of it. I'm gonna be all right, because that I needed that little push to take me to where I needed to be so I can make that next choice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I've linked up with you for 5 minutes before, and I've linked up with you for 5 hours before. And every single time I will tell the truth that you leave an impact on, you know, like, you know, every time we interact, it's a lingering thought for a couple of days, like whatever the conversation was, like I just know we'll talk offline. It's just,
yes.
it always is. But the reason why we're here, Domino Battle of the Bones comes out June 11th, 2021. This episode will be out before then, because this is my duty to make sure that I support my friend with the utmost of my capabilities. And this is one of the ways that I'm doing it. So this episode will be out. You can go to dominobattleofthebones.com. She repping that LaFlight. Why? Because that's my friend.
It's so cute. I love this sweater. And Joel on the carpet. It was so dope.
Check the stories before they go away. Baron Davis was touching on the LaFlight shirt.
I'm gonna see you the pictures. They just all coming in so heavy. I'm like, my phone is flooding. So I'm gonna see, you know, I gotta get them right. I gotta do my little edits, my little
you do your thing. I don't rush greatness, because it's coming from a good source. So let's do this, because this is the real reason why we're here.
Okay.
Domino Battle of the Bones follows a competitive domino player from Compton who reluctantly agrees to babysit his nerdy grandson when he discovers the kid's crazy skills. The two put aside their differences and team up to win the domino tournament. They aren't the only team bringing their A-game heavy hitters from every block throwdown, each with a special trick up their sleeve. Domino Battle of the Bones will be in theaters June 11th, 2021. Now, I had a plan in my mind that I was going to do something, but I was like, you know what? I ain't going to do that. So I will put a link to the official trailer and to the official website in the description for the podcast and the audio that drops, and on the video that we post to social media. Because I didn't want to have to get my friend to call Baron, aka Baron Davis, and be like, "Can we get permission?" Then all these other people get involved. I know people, but I don't want to jeopardize people's bread, because we all about our bread and we always getting bread. Shout out to the BREADren. But tomorrow you got a movie coming out in theaters literally nationwide. I looked, you sent me the link, and I said real quick, I'm gonna tell this story because this is hilarious to me that you sent me the link to come to the premiere. So I googled the studio name, and there's a photography studio in Brooklyn with the same name. I was like, bet in there, RSVP, gotta support. I already had my clothes picked out in my mind, and so I text you, was like, yo, already RSVP. He was like, "Oh, you flying out here?" I was like, "Where?" She was like, "To LA." And I'm like, "No, it's in Brooklyn." It's like, "No, it's in LA."
But you know what? I thought it was out there for a minute too, because when I looked at the address came up as New York, and I was in New York when I was looking up the address. And I was like, "Hey, it's over here on the East Coast." Whoop-de-whoop. And then you was like, East Coast. Like, wait, let me find out. And then I was hitting up Jenna, and she was like, "No, babe." I was like,
"Oh, I was super lit." And then you know what? I forgot about it. Then
I was like, "Oh, my family can come." Like, I was so happy.
I was super lit. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go to a Hollywood premiere." But what's wild is I forgot about it. And then like day before yesterday, I got an email. It was like, "Here's the information." I was like, "Damn."
But at least we were there in spirit.
Oh, of course. And I'll do. And look, I got to shout out because one thing about Tuskegee is, we have an amazing support system in our people. So definitely shout out to the Tuskegee alumni that was there. And I know, so, you had a lot of people there that supported you. And I was happy to see that.
People were missing.
Yeah, there were people I remember you saying in your stories, like there were people there for you who you didn't even see were there. There were people there for you that didn't even get to get in because so many people were already there. Like,
no, well, some people kind of left early. Like Ian, I don't know if Ian got in that group photo. He might have had already left.
I think Ian missed the group photo.
But yeah, he might have missed the group photo. But he was there. We got our photo earlier. But I mean,
you had more people there than like the people. Like,
yeah, I did. I know I did for a fact.
Like Baron Davis and David Arquette and them may have the number of people there that you had there.
No, they didn't. I legitimately I was crying all morning about it. Like it settled in today because I knew I couldn't cry yesterday, but it had the feeling of like a birthday party. So it's like I've been seeing these folks and working with them and just kicking it with them for years. So it's like when I see them, when we link up, it's always a good time. But to be there for that was even more special. A
true celebration for you. Like,
yeah, and I was crying all morning, just because I really love them all. Like they all hold a special place in my heart. Like on my journey, just each one of them have impacted me, and inspired me to some degree. So just to see all them there and the people that weren't on the carpet, there'd have been about 50 people on that carpet, bro. I was just so overwhelmed. I wish I could just wrap my arm around all of them at the same time. I just felt the love and I just wanted to get the love right back, and that's even if nobody went to the theaters, which I know they will. Even if nobody went, last night had me so full, I will be enough off of just that. But I know it's gonna go on, so it's overwhelming. So I can't even process it because that alone last night is I'll never forget that. Yeah, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
I say it sometimes. But the crazy thing about it is I be meaning it. So it really when I see my friends doing good, you can't tell me that I ain't like not to say that I'm a part of it, but you can't tell me that I'm not succeeding with y'all. Like it'd be like to see this kind of stuff happen, be like, you know what? I know her and I got her real phone number. like
Oh, it's real.
we kick it like we really friends. Like that's like being genuine with people that are genuine, that are in positions and getting into positions like you all are is great for perspective. I'll say, especially for people that are not in these places. And you said it before. You said it in 2012 in the receipts. You said representation, and it's like you're at this place now where those kids who you talk to at BTW now can see you in this position, and they can see the growth. They can see the trajectory. That word is traumatizing for Tuskegee people.
It's really a case study. Like
Right.
it's a case study that I did on myself.
It's
like,
beautiful though, but like self-awareness is, just shout out to Drew Diddy Sanders and the Aware brand, but self-awareness where it's just like, like we went to Tuskegee. There's a book called Up From Slavery. If you don't know where you came from, you can't know where you're going. Listen, tomorrow, June 11th, 2021, I implore each and every one of y'all to go to dominobattleofthebones.com. I'll put the link in the description. You click on the link and find out what theater near you is playing this movie, and I want you to go watch it. Snoop Dogg is in it. David Arquette is in it. Baron Davis is in it. All-star cast. But my homie's in it. My fam is in it.
Yay.
A lot of other people who are up and coming in this in comedy, act. Big Jaw. Y'all know Big Jaw from the videos, from the YouTube and the Instagram videos. What's his name? The Scruncho. Yo, he been funny for years.
A long time.
For years. And
it is just crazy. It's just this ensemble cast. Nathan as well. He plays Andy, the lead kid. I mean, it's just a great cast. It's just a feel good movie. Godfrey's in it. Shout out to Godfrey.
Oh yeah.
It's a feel good, like you just.
I feel like I know Godfrey just because how much like you be with him. I'll be like, yo, I know that dude. But
because you know what? Shout out to Godfrey because he's another real one. He's very authentic. The same. Yes, that's why we cook like this. Like he's big homie G, like on some real, like he's so authentic. He's so dope. Like
it was some people that was because Godfrey is an OG when it comes to that comedy. That was like we seen him on Comic View back in the day, like rocking it, and we been know he was funny. And then social media comes about, and it's like, oh, Godfrey been doing Godfrey, but it's like he ain't never been, I was on Comic View years ago. I'm funny. You should know me. He's like, no, he's, it's certain people you can kind of tell from the vibe, and you're my barometer. When I see you around people, I know those people have good vibes, and I promise you that. And I honestly because of where you are. When I see you interact with people, I'm like, oh, that person got to be genuine because Meg chilling with him. Like, I know your energy. I know how you are. You curate your space.
There's no cap. There's no cap involved.
Look, ain't no squares in my circle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I swear to God, like me and G, like one of the first combos we had was that we just don't fuck with the weird shit. We don't fuck with weird people, and we don't fuck with the weird shit. Like that was literally like off day one, just on some like, what up? We just not with the weird stuff. And it's real easy not to be weird, but some people just can't help it.
Listen,
and
we think it's easy not to be weird, but some people, they just weird.
Oh, can I just talk about a weird moment that
happened
last night?
Please.
Bro, we on the carpet. The whole gang is here. I got the selfie arm out. I'm trying to get not only the picture, I'm trying to get footages. So I'm like making commentary with each person. But my Instagram ran out. So, you gotta save it, re-record, because it only does so much time.
Right.
I'm about to re-record. This dude comes up to me and grabs my phone and was like, I'll take your video and your pictures. He was like, your arms are too short.
It's not authentic.
I was like, thank you, second AD. I was like, I'm gonna record something. And he was like, oh, okay, just let me know. And he was stepping back, just like watching. And I was like, and my girl Tyree, like shouting everybody out. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, it happened twice. And like this other dude came up and was like, he was at least 5 feet away. And me and my homegirl was about to take a selfie. She's like, oh, let's take a Ussie. I was like, oh yeah, let's take a picture. He heard it from 5 feet away. Was like, you want me to take a picture? And I was like, oh, that's okay. He was like, I'll do it. He insisted. Like, he just wouldn't.
Like, you ain't got nothing to do. Like,
they just wouldn't let go. Like, another dude came up, I love your jacket. I was like, it's white.
Let me tell you something though. The outfit,
when you
fresh. Look, I'm be fresh as hell when the feds watch. I'm be fresh as hell when the feds watching.
White man out.
Listen. Look, y'all, look, I'm telling y'all right now, look, if you want a genuine, authentic insight and a look into Hollywood premieres, follow my girl Yo Megs. Like that, that's the genuineness.
Look, I can do this fake stuff, like fake love, like fake, like persona on Instagram.
Because we understand off rip. That requires extra work.
Edit, do some little touching up to polish a photo, but that's about it.
That's too much extra work.
I got this.
Look, Shane will tell you right now, after about 3 pictures, if we ain't got that angle, fuck it, we out. I ain't got time. Look, you gonna get this how it is. You gonna get it how it is. I got a blemish. Cool. This is me. This is us. That's why I took that picture with me and Abe the other day. My feet was in the sand because I ain't have no pedicure in a couple of weeks. It is what it is. Look, you adjust and you move on.
Yeah, it's not that serious. Like, I'm not about to get butt implants just because I want to look a certain way on Instagram.
No, it's like the other day you posted your lady. You was like, yeah, it's time to shave. You said something. You said something like that.
I know some girls be like, oh my God, I would never do that. Like, I don't be caring, bro.
It's real. I also appreciate your message today that said, I'm gonna keep my makeup on, but I will be washing from the neck down, including my legs, because that has been a hot topic in these streets.
No, I just went ahead and did the do because I was like, I don't need nobody talking about me so much. She did wash herself from the neck down.
No, like I was dead ready for you to be on here with the bedazzled face, with the LaFlight, because I was gonna figure out a way to turn that into a billboard.
You know what? I was gonna show you the moment that it came off. I was feeling kind of sad about it, but
you still got the
yeah, I still got the bejeweled.
Look at I don't want to Eritrean, Africa, Eritrean, yeah, Eritrean. There we go. This is what sake does to you people.
See.
That's how I know I'm having a 100% genuine conversation with my homies, because I don't want to stop hitting record. Now with the pouty face, like I got to take this off now. Why? I'm surprised you didn't do one of the videos where you're like, I woke up like this.
I ain't had time. I was trying to hurry up and get in here with you. I ain't over here looking crazy. And I was like, man, I got to get going. Matter of fact, I think Baron want me to do a clubhouse at 5 o'clock.
See how my friend...
We're trying to promote the movie for tomorrow.
See how my friend do for me? She is running on fumes right now. They sit here and have a conversation with me while I sit here and drink sake. That's why I love her.
And, I'm a little sad. I didn't get my Getty images last night because... I was running a little late to the carpet because I was burning the house down.
Listen, so
Did I tell you that I almost burnt the house down before I left the house?
No. Look, we'll talk offline. After I stop hitting record, we're gonna talk. So with that being said, because I don't want this to run long, because I'm gonna get this out tonight. It has been so much of a pleasure for you all to join in on this conversation. I'm gonna say it just like that because I talk to this chick all the time. This is my homie. This is my family. I love her to death, and she loves me and my family like genuinely. So it's been a pleasure for me to be able to introduce some of you all to her and to, also re-solidify her authenticity in this game and what she does. So with that being said, tomorrow, go to a theater. Go online and buy a ticket. You ain't got to go watch it. If you're gonna go watch, here's some real stuff for you right here. And I'm looking dead in the camera. If you're gonna go watch it on bootleg, go buy a ticket online. Yes.
Sharing the trailer is just as helpful too, because there is a demand button on the website. If there's not a theater in your city playing, you can request your zip code so that they can bring it to your city.
Y'all better hear that one more time, and I'm gonna repeat it. If you go online and there's a link where you can look up where it is closest to you, because right now, like I'm on Long Island, the closest theater to me is I think in Brooklyn. I can drive out there. I probably will drive out there. Who knows? But if I don't feel like driving, guess what I can do? I can still go online, buy a ticket, and I can also hit. It is. I gotta go look again because I look.
No, it's Brooklyn. Posada's going. It's Brooklyn.
Well, I looked a couple of weeks ago, so I don't know if some other theaters might have picked it up. I haven't looked recently. This was when you sent me the link like a week ago. But you can demand it. You can literally be like, "Hey, not near me. Help, please." And they already got that figured out because if you build it, they will come. Okay, so go support this movie. Go follow at YO. Is it underscore, right? Underscore MEGS, Yo Megs. Go to Google, type in Megan Sousa, MEGAN SOUSA. Type that in. First thing pop up, only thing pop up, that's her. Find that. Credits, got them. We ain't talking Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. We talking about credits, movies, Hollywood. Look, fam, I love you, and you know that. And there's really nothing you can do about it. I appreciate you for taking your time to bullshit with me because you know how we do. It's just
fun.
It's just good fun. Thank you for trusting me, to do this because this is a big moment in your life, and I'm privileged and honored to, play this very, very, very minute part in, helping do what it is to do, which is elevate you.
No, this is major. It's not minute. This is major.
I just like what other people say. I don't be wanting to say it because I don't like tooting my own horn because it made my hand hurt.
No, first of all, BREADren, like the history, the whole origin story of all of this. Like,
listen, they don't look. Hold on, they don't know where BREADren comes from. Shout out to Ian Evans. Ian will be on here soon because the whole this BREADren. Can I point to where? Yeah, there we go. My fingers is weirding out with this virtual background. BREADren, bread. That's a theme for us. That's a very sacred theme for us, and it's literally like it's why it's the name of this platform, this podcast, and it's an extension of many things before. Like I said, like this is not the first time that I've interviewed my sister where it's like, I every time you elevate, I just want to be like, yo, here you go, bye. Like I said, we went to Tuskegee. There's a book called Up from Slavery. Y'all go read it. But one more shot to finish out the cocktail convo. This is to my friend Megan Sousa. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Here's to much more success. I'm talking about credit so long that IMDb got to pull out, a new feature where it's like, look, we ain't got enough to list it. Because I see leading roles very, very soon. Because like I said, this is just that next level. So cheers to Domino's Battle of the Bones and your success and DJ Domino's.
Thank you.
But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, good sis, do you have any final words or thoughts for the people before I hit this stop recording button?
Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you both for taking the time, creating the space, having the space for me to talk about the movie and, you know, my story. I appreciate y'all. Keep doing what you do. Blessings, blessings, blessings. But also, yeah, go check out the movie, man. Please share, support. You know, grassroots is stronger than you believe. That's how we found out about Paranormal Activity. It was the same thing, a limited release. People demanded to see it, and then it blew up. So if you share, please share, tell your friends. Please go out. I'm going to be going to Crenshaw probably tomorrow, so y'all probably see me pulling up. I'm definitely going to go to Crenshaw. I need to be immersed in the experience. So check it out. I
Listen,
appreciate
y'all just heard it right here. Very exclusive. If you want to go see the movie and you want to meet my homie, meet her at Crenshaw. She ain't say what time though. So just
didn't.
Look, so just be there all day. You know, it don't cost you nothing. You ain't got nothing to do. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. Go kick it at the movie theater. Pull up. You know, it's a taco. Yeah, look, that's LA. It's a taco food truck somewhere nearby. Get you some taco and sit down. Chill out.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, it's all good. We came to kick it. Listen, I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's going to do it for us here at the BREADren Podcast Cocktail Convos. Make sure to follow us on all our social media at BREADren Pod. That's BREAD, like bread, because we always about our bread and we always getting bread. BREADren Pod tees. Yeah, you can get you some. The link will be in the comments. Shout out to my good sis for rocking that LaFlight 87, because all of our episodes are also brought to you by LaFlight 87. We don't mention it. Why? Because we ain't got to. Because y'all see the freshness. Get you some. LaFlight87.com. That's LEFLIGHT, the number 8, the number 7.com. Also, that across all social media, you can go check them out. Shout out to my illustrious co-host, Dr. Jamu Lovin, PhD, CFP at Lovin Consulting LLC, and Mr. Deshaun Wells of D Wells Consulting. You know how we do. Be on the lookout for the next episode of BREADren Podcast. Be on the lookout for the next episode of Cocktail Convos. That's going to do it for me, AJ Wilson. Check out www.mmbbgw.com. We love you, and we are out.